cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Fans from all over have been theorizing about every possible way that Ned Stark, the former Lord of Winterfell and Warden of the North, could have survived his own beheading. Wait a minute, what? Yes, a theory that would be so heavy on tinfoil, you would have to make an emergency run to the grocery store. But the community loves talking about it, and who can blame us? Even though Ned Stark's death provides for a big portion of the storyline, we would love to have him back, even if just in flashbacks. Thank the gods for Bran Stark. Anyway, we know that Ned was sent to the Black Cells, where the worst of criminals go to wait out their fate, until it's decided what to do with them, and this goes the same for Lord Eddard. He was sent to a Black Cell for long enough that Sansa could beg for his life, and the Crown would decide whether to sentence him to death or serve at the Wall. We know that Ned didn't do anything wrong, except for seeking the truth, which is more dangerous than shaking hands with the Night King. Westeros is one of those places, where being honorable will get you killed faster than raping and pillaging a village. Everyone witnessed Ned Stark's death. There was no behind closed doors execution or an inferred beheading. It was right out in plain sight, so how could the most honorable man have made it out alive? Birds. The birds flying above as the ancient Stark greatsword fell to the earth one last time. Some people believe, or want to believe, Ned Stark, blood to a family wrought with warging abilities, was somehow able to warg into a winged observer during the final moments of his life. This stems from the quick second where you see Ned muttering to himself before Joffrey gets his royal command carried out. Let me break it down. Ned is sentenced to death. Sansa freaks out, even Cersei is shocked. Arya is watching from a vantage point that elevates her higher than the rest of the crowd. Ned notices Arya. She is quickly taken away by Yoren, the Night's Watch recruiter. Ned calms, mutters something inaudible and unintelligible, likely a final prayer to the old gods of the forest, whom he serves as is northern tradition. He bows his head, and then it's over faster than it begins. The bird's theory is interesting, but not likely, unless Lord Stark had some warging abilities greater than his son Bran, and somehow he was able to not only warg a bird, but also manage to keep his soul alive as his physical body was dead. He would have also had to been able to warg another body afterward, or otherwise he would forever be stuck as a bird. There is another theory that Jaqen H'ghar, also an occupant in the dark and damp Black Cells during Ned's imprisonment, was able to switch Ned with someone else through his face-swapping magic that his character is known for. Here's what needs to be known. Jaqen, a brilliant assassin, would not likely end up in the Black Cells of King's Landing unless it was his intent. Faceless men prepare the faces of newly dead corpses, so using the face of a man who is not yet dead, in this case Ned Stark, might not be possible. However, when Arya sees Jaqen drink the poison and then she pulls the numerous faces off of him only to see her own likeness, a girl is yet to be dead. So that circumstance is difficult to explain, but I'm throwing it out there anyway. Also, if Jaqen had something to do with saving Ned, it could be mind-blowing if the man we see with Jaqen's face is actually Ned Stark himself. It would be cool because he has more or less looked out for the welfare of Arya for such a long time, which has always come off as a bit unsettling since faceless men are not known to serve such a paternal purpose. It could explain why Jaqen was one of the three taken from the cells to serve at the Wall, once again wondering what his purpose would be to get captured and sent there. And one thing that I've always found interesting is what Ned Stark says to Arya about owning a sword.
If you want to own a sword, you better know how to use it.
This is similar to how training Arya was for Jaqen H'ghar. He wanted to teach Arya to be no one so much. And then after killing the waif, Jaqen was surprisingly super proud to hear Arya state exactly who she was. I know, tinfoil to the extreme. But if you dive even further into the motives of Jaqen H'ghar and Ned Stark, you will find numerous similarities. Oh, and one way you can justify how Ned would come across a faceless man in the first place, and then ask for protection or other aid, is his hired dancing master Syrio Forel, whom he gets to teach Arya the art of sword fighting. You could say Ned picked the former First Sword of Braavos from a list of available combat instructors from King's Landing, but it would be awesome to believe that Syrio helped Ned by offering aid from one of the faceless men native to his home of Braavos. I love this theory, mostly because it shows how bad everyone still feels about Ned Stark. Fans cannot settle that such an honorable character died in such a dishonorable way, this being a characteristic of Westeros that George R. R. Martin loves to tie back to. The fact is, Ned Stark has made a prolonged impression on the entire story. Whether he is a bird or hiding under the disguise of a different character, his courage and values won't be forgotten anytime soon. Let me know your favorite character from Game of Thrones in the comments down below. Have a great day, everyone. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow.